Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the Poverty Princess. It is almost 6 o'clock this morning. This is a carrier. I am going to actually clean this out in a few minutes. This is what I used to take Oreo and Feisty to the vet. Obviously not at the same time. And yeah, I guess you can figure out Mr. Oreo is going to be going to VetIQ today. Now, I called up Thursday, and it's a good thing I did call to get accurate pricing because their prices actually went up about 2 weeks before. And the basic comprehensive exam is going to be pretty thorough with him. That's 108. But now, I would like to get the blood work done on him because of his vomiting. I have to bring him back separately next week for that. That is 98. Since it's not daily continuous vomiting, so it was recommended to me to do it that way, because otherwise, yeah, it would run me over like 200 and what the heck, $18, which I don't have. So I can break it down and do it 2 different visits, which is okay. Oreo's usually pretty mellow about going to a vet. I always give him a little bit of nip. I put it inside carrier. He's usually pretty mellow, doesn't really have a fit about it. Feisty, on the other hand, I have to chase her around the apartment, grab her by the scruff, and I feel so horrible when I have to do this. So this has been sitting out on my veranda. I'm going to wash it down good in the shower in a little bit, dry it out good, and prep to, get this all ready to take him. I was going to take a lift out. Ronnie recommended Lyft because he's been using it to come home. Especially on the days that like a bus isn't running from where he works. But I'm not quite sure if I have enough money in my bank account to cover a round trip. So I made a deal with one of my friends. Told her I'd give her 20 if she could run me out to Walmart. Probably like with a half-hour visit. So that's what's going on so far. I'll do some recording, like on the way there. And maybe I could do a little bit of audio. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to. And we'll see what goes with his exam, because he's getting shots today too. So yeah, he's going to be sore and tired. Hey buddy. Yes, Mr. Oreo lays like a human on a pillow. He rests his head and his paw just like a person with their head and their arm. I've always gotten a kick out of that. I think in some way he knows that he's going to a vet today because he's seen the carrier part by the radiator after I washed it down in the shower and everything, and I got his stool sample ready to go. Paperwork of his I printed up, so he is good to go. He's probably a little bit nervous because it's been a while since he went, but he was always pretty chill about going to a vet, so I really don't think that's going to be much of an issue. I also, a little sandwich bag of catnip and some treats for him. I always give him some for the ride to the vet, and then I always give him some afterwards to help him just calm down. He's going to be sore. He's going to be getting his rabies and that today, so he's going to be a little sore. He'll probably come here and maybe, I don't know, maybe drink something or eat something and just go to sleep for a while. That's usually what they do after they get their shots. Right, bud? Yeah, right, buddy. What, handsome? What, buddy? I love you. I love you, handsome boy. I love you, bright eyes. What? Yes, you're looking at me so intently. Yes, you are going to the vet. You need a checkup, buddy. It's okay, trust me. It'll be over quick. There is Mr. Oreo. He is laying in the carrier. He literally just walked right in it. As I said, he's pretty chill about going to the vet. When I first got him, when he was first given to me, he had horrible, horrible separation anxiety. This poor little guy, I would go to leave the apartment and go to the store. He would claw my leg, climbing up my jeans or, yoga pants, whatever I had on. And I can imagine while I was gone, he probably howled in the apartment, heartbroken. He would be right there. As soon as he heard the key and the lock on the door, he would be right there all over me. And after a time, he calmed down with that. He was abandoned. His owners moved on him, and he was an outdoor cat. He came home to find that they had moved, locked the door, and he could see his food and water, but couldn't get to it. So a very nice woman in West Hazleton by the name of Mary rescued him. And had him for like 2 weeks, and he was camping out in her bathroom in the sink. So when I got the little guy, that's where he made his home for about 2 weeks, in my bathroom, laying in the tub or laying in my sink. And he gradually got used to just roaming around because it was a small apartment and made himself comfortable. He has moved. I made a promise to this little guy that I would never, ever leave him behind anywhere. Wherever we moved, he came with us. We moved to Freeland for a year, he came with. We moved back to Hazleton, he came with. And I'm grateful that he handled moving pretty good. Poor Feisty was upset about it. Took her about 2-3 days to come out of hiding on the entertainment stand, but she was good about it after that. Even when we were moving from upstairs to downstairs, we brought him and her down first, so they were able to see that they're in the same building, just different apartment. And so they were able to explore the rooms and everything while we were moving stuff in, which was pretty good. We had them in the bathroom here at the bathroom door closed, and I'd check in on them, give them treats and stuff while we were moving things into the apartment. So it's been pretty good as far as moving in that. He's just laying there chill. I gave him some catnip. I have a little baggie cat treats and nip for him for after he gets his exam, because he's going to be getting his rabies and feline leukemia and all that. So he's going to be a little sore, probably tired, and we'll see. Like I said, see if I could get some audio maybe when I'm at the vet's. And we're going to be leaving in about 10 minutes. So I'll be just adding more to this video. Make like any complaint or anything. Yeah. Alrighty guys, well, me talking. I did not think to actually turn my phone on to record any audio, but here's Oreo. We're done. I'm bringing him back next week for the comprehensive blood work, just to be sure that my buddy doesn't have anything starting to develop.
He's a little chunky.
Yeah, he is a little bit chunky. Since he was at the vet last, he went from 12 pounds, 2 ounces to a little over 13 pounds. So I've got to cut down the amount of food I feed him and my girl, because I feed him, I feed her too. He got 3 shots today. He got his rabies. He got his leukemia. So he got all his shots up to date. He's good. And
when I good too. He didn't.
Yeah, no hissing, crying, whining. They even let out a sound when he got poked with a needle. So he is a good boy.
He did try to butter them when she was touching his teeth. But...
Yeah, when the vet was checking his teeth, he did try to sort of like take a little nip out of her finger. But aside from that, he was good. He was good. Which I don't think a lot of cats like their mouth being checked really anyway. So, but yeah, when I get back to the house, I will bring up his report and let you guys know everything going on with Mr. Oreo today. Alrighty guys, so we got back home, I want to say about an hour, a little over an hour ago. I thought Mr. Oreo would be like sleeping with my son because he's sleeping for work, but he's still up. And you would think after getting poked with 3 needles he would be, but no, he's still up. I did print up his report. It's good that they send it over to your email so you can print it up and have it. It's a female vet at VetIQ, which I like because when we lived in Freeland, he was seen last by the vet in Freeland, Dr. Deb. She's a good vet also. So here is, oh, why does Cortana do that? I hate when Cortana just pops open like that. Really weird. His last weight was 12.4 pounds. He is now 13.4, so he is a little overweight. I do have to definitely trim back the amount of food and treats that he gets. So if I'm doing it for him, I gotta do it for her, because if he's overweight, she's overweight too. One good thing I've seen, which is really good, he has very little tartar on his teeth, which is really, really good, because I know sometimes that is a problem for cats as they get older, and he's going to actually be 7 in May, so that's good. So at least for the moment he's not going to have any dental issues. They don't have the results of his fecal yet, so he got his 3-in-1 FERCP, which is good for a year. He has to come back in 2021 for that, and his FELV next year for that. But the rabies is good for 3 years, so that's good. He used to wear a collar. Both my cats used to wear a collar, but once they became strictly indoor cats, I sort of stopped it, but I'm going to have to actually get them collars soon, because if I want to at some point, like in the spring, get harnesses for them, and I'm going to go with small dog harnesses. The cat harnesses are not good for cats their size. They're okay for kittens, but my 2 could get out of a cat harness. They're just not sturdy. If your cat has any type of meat on its bones, a small dog harness, from what I've seen from some of the different cat groups I'm in on Facebook, is better. They can't get out of them. It provides them a lot more security, so you don't have to worry about them getting out of it. So what I was thinking about doing this spring, once we start working in the garden, getting it ready to plant, is get them each a harness. And I have leashes. I would make my own, like a lead for them, because we have the clotheslines in the yard that go about 3/4 of the way back, and I could give them enough room that they could run around, and he can pretend to hunt birds, and he could sun himself and be curious, check out what we're doing in the garden, and yeah, I don't have to worry about him running off. Microchipping is only $20 here through VetIQ, so I'm thinking maybe of doing that with each of them too, just God forbid in the event if somehow, some way they did happen to get out, you know, that the microchipping would definitely help. It's not going to hurt. So yeah, I am thinking seriously about doing that when I take him next week for the comprehensive blood work. And it was recommended to me to do the senior blood work because it's really, really extensive. If he's developing any issues like with stomach problem, kidney, liver, that will pinpoint it right off the bat if that is in any way causing him to vomit. Could honestly be nothing, could just be him consuming gas, eating fast, could be maybe a sensitivity to something in the food. He could even actually be some sort of a intestinal parasite too, causing it. So that is why I brought the fecal too for the testing, because that could be causing it also. So I really want to go with the blood work, ruling everything out. But I am thinking probably maybe possibly I'll use up the rest of the meow mix that I have, just cut back on the portion. And I'm thinking then of maybe phasing them into something better. If I could afford it, I would have both of my cats on like Blue Buffalo or Hill Science diet. If I could afford it, I would have them on something like that, like really, really good. But money-wise, I'm not at that point yet to actually like go that route. So maybe maybe something, say like a step up from the meow mix. I'm thinking maybe, well, I don't know, because a couple of my subs made some recommendations, and I have to like check them out, but I mean, I would love to be in a position that I could get them something like really, really good. But I'm definitely thinking about switching them over to something that is more weight management and hairball control, because that would also cut down on some of the vomiting too, because Feisty does once in a great while vomit a hairball. And unfortunately, they don't really like being combed out. If you do it, you gotta do it super quick. I have them gloves. I have 2 sets, and I use them on them. I guess they don't like the feel of it on their fur, so they don't really like that. And they're constant groomers themselves and each other, and no wonder they get hairballs. I did think about maybe down the road taking them to a groomer for like a good, you know, like a shampoo and like maybe like a nail trim. I used to do that with my dogs twice a year. I used to take my huskies to a groomer, and they used to enjoy the attention, and they would come prancing out of there like, hey, look at me, you know. And I think Oreo would really enjoy the attention. I don't know about Miss Feisty. They were good though when I did bathe them in the tub. As long as I sat in that tub with them and just talked to them and took my time with them, they were actually good. I did not get clawed. I didn't bleed from any major arteries. It was all good. I'm definitely in the springtime going to get the good flea treatment from the VetIQ, because yeah, I don't know if I'd ever mentioned this, but I got flea meds for them last year from PetSmart, and I forget the brand, but it cost me a lot of money. We're talking like almost $70. And Feisty was fine with hers, but Oreo started drooling. So thank God Ronnie noticed it, and we just quick put him in the tub, cold water, Dawn dish soap, and washed as much of that off of him as we could, which helped, because otherwise my cat could have went into a seizure and God forbid died. So thank God Ronnie was actually sitting right here where I am, looked over at him and was just looking at him. He was like, Mom, he's drooling. Big red flag right there. So yeah. So all in all, it was a good visit. And like I said, yeah, I will be taking him back next week, and I'm probably going to go with the microchipping too. Just worst case scenario, if he was ever to get out of the house or something, at least I have that, so that if he should wind up in the shelter, he could be scanned and I would be notified of where he is. That's just a worst case scenario, because sometimes he does bolt out my back door, but the veranda is usually closed. But sometimes someone leaves the door open, and God forbid if he gets out, he's a pretty fast runner. My knees aren't the greatest right now, so I might not be able to really catch up to him, you know what I'm saying? So that's just like a worst case scenario backup. I don't think it would hurt, you know? So yeah, I'm going to be cutting back on his food, and I'm probably, the end of March, I'll be doing the same thing with Miss Feisty, taking her little booty out and doing the same thing, doing the blood work with her 1 week, doing the visit before, and break it down with the 2 of them. I can tell you right now, the visit alone like this would have run me $100 and I want to say about $155 at the vet that I normally would go to. And the blood work would bring it up to about 2.25 easy. So yeah, it is saving me some money going here. So this is a good alternative if you honestly need some more wallet-friendly vet care. If you have a VetIQ in your area, check it out. I mean, this is my first experience with it, and I don't have any problems with it. So, pretty good. I will be trying to do other videos with my cats, but when I start to record them, they sort of stop doing whatever they're doing that's cute. So I have to learn to be sneaky. I would like to do more videos of them. I'm working on it, guys, working on it. But, so that's my update with Oreo for this week. So if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit my subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching and helping my channel grow. Take care. And from me, Oreo and Feisty, thank you so much for showing us love and showing my fur babies a lot of love. Thank you. Have a great evening.